Good morning. My name is Deb Jordan. On behalf of the pastors and our board of trustees, we welcome you to Andrew Jackson Davis Educational for our Sunday services. At this time, if you are fully vaccinated, you do not have to wear a mask. That one kind of caught me off guard for some reason. We also do not allow personal recordings of this or other services. Thank you. We now ask that you turn off your cell phones at this time. To begin our service, Jenny Angel will light 3 candles symbolizing the unity of body, mind, and spirit. Thank you, Jenny. Please rise as you are able for the invocation. Mother, Father, God, we gather today giving honor and praise. You are the source of all good. During these times of uncertainty, we ask that you bless us with a sense of unity, hope, inspiration, and vision. Touch our hearts with wisdom, inspiration, and love as we share in today's messages and our beautiful messages from Spirit. Amen. And you can be seated. Located in the bulletin are our Declaration of Principles. Please join us with reciting these principles together. We believe in infinite intelligence. We believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of infinite intelligence. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitute true religion. We affirm that the existence and the personal identity of the individual continue after the change called death. We affirm that communication with the so-called dead is a fact, scientifically proven by the phenomena of spiritualism. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the golden rule. Whatsoever ye would that others should do unto you, do you also unto them. We affirm the moral responsibility of the individual, and that he makes his own happiness or unhappiness as he obeys or disobeys nature's physical and spiritual laws. We affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any human soul here or hereafter. We affirm that the precepts of prophecy and healing contained in the Bible are divine attributes proven through mediumship. The healing prayer is also in the bulletin. Please recite with me the healing prayer. I ask this great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust and love in the power of God. Now, for those of you who wish to receive spiritual healing, please go to the next available healer. Healers are sanitizing their hands after each person in case you have any concerns. While the healers work, the rest of us will join in a guided meditation. Please position yourself as comfortably as you can, shifting your weight so that you're allowing your body to be fully supported, and your head, your neck, and spine are aligned. Take in a deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth slowly. Take in another deep breath in through your nose, and this time exhale very slowly. Take one more deep breath in and hold it. Release and let your exhale be longer than the inhale. Now go deep within to that place of peace, love, and oneness with God, the essence of the divine. Imagine yourself walking on a path through a huge forest. The trees are tall, majestic. The path that you walk on is soft. It's a mixture of soil, fallen leaves, pine needles, and moss. As you walk, your body relaxes. You marvel at the beauty of your surroundings. So peaceful, so beautiful. You see small flowers along the path, huge ferns growing everywhere. The air is still and you can smell the faint scent of pine and clean air. You can hear the distant chirping of birds and the gentle rustling of leaves as you take in the magnificence of this beautiful forest. Sun filters through the tall trees into the forest floor like huge shafts of brilliant gold. As you continue walking, you feel a gentle breeze blowing. The leaves on the trees shift and sway in the soft wind. You are at peace. As you continue your walk along the path, you see ahead of you a brilliant beam of sunlight. As you walk closer, you see a large white staircase coming up through the clouds into the heavens. The staircase is illuminated. It shimmers in the sunlight. You move forward and slowly begin to climb this shimmering staircase. As you take one step and then another, you marvel at how easily you climb, and yet how high each step takes you. As you continue your climb, you look to either side and see the tops of the trees as you climb higher and higher. Soon, the forest below appears as a small emerald green. As you climb even higher, you take another step up and you pass through the clouds. You feel the cool mist on your face as you walk through and see before you an enormous domed temple of gleaming white pearl with 8 large columns supporting a glowing gold dome. The temple rests on the clouds, and as you step into this large temple, you see large pillows in front of you spread across the floor in a long row. These pillows are the deepest shade of purple and radiate with beauty. As you go to a pillow and you sit, you look around at this beautiful temple. You see each enormous column is wrapped with a deep green vine and the most vividly colored flowers. Through each column, you see the sky, which is a soft pink with light shades of lavender. You feel the sacred peace of this temple as you gaze around. A host of angels descend from the heavens and enter through each opening between the columns. Their large wings are moving so gracefully, their faces emanating pure love, their auras so brilliant. They take their place one by one, standing behind each person sitting on the pillow. Their energy is so calming, and their love is overwhelming. In unison, they kneel behind each of you sitting on the pillow and slowly bow their heads. As their hands clasp in prayer, their enormous wings gently open and fold around you. You are washed in a sea of unconditional love and joy. Let us take a moment to thank our Creator. As we end our moment of healing and prayer, the angels gently unfold their wings from around us and stand. As we stand and turn around, they gently touch the side of our face, and we know that all is well. As we move away from our pillow, we turn to where we first came in and see the people who we hold in our thought for healing. They walk in slowly, one by one, and take a seat on a pillow. The sight of these glorious holy beings as they stand behind each person is comforting. Once again, in graceful unison, they kneel and they bow their heads. As they clasp their hands in prayer, their powerful wings open up and fold around each person, that you have asked for healing. Let us take a moment to bow our heads and to pray with the angels. As you finish your prayer, you watch each angel unfold their wings ever so gently and slowly, standing up. As the people on the pillow stand in turn, the angels take their hand and they gently hold it for a brief moment. Prayers have been answered, and so it is. As you start to make your way to the staircase, you turn around and once more to see these beautiful beings. The angels have assembled in a large group. They smile, and in the sweetest of voices they sound as when they say, "Remember, we are all one. Go in peace and love with one another as we love you." You slowly walk out of the temple and begin your descent down. You are filled with awe and gratitude for this blessing. You are full of peace knowing that you're never alone. With each step down, you begin to see the forest below. It shimmers like 1,000 green lights. You see the tops of the trees as you continue down each step. And now you see everyone who received a healing waiting below. As the last person steps off the staircase, someone grabs your hands as you form a circle around the beautiful gleaming staircase. You raise your arms high and thank God, knowing that you are never alone and all is well. And you are back in the present now. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes and dwell in the thought that we are all one. Thank you. We would like to thank our healers for sharing their gift of healing. We have Lori Carter, Marie Gates, Jackie Arnold, and I'm missing one, Darlene McCormick. Sorry about that. I was writing them quickly over here. We want to thank them for giving us their gift of healing. Okay, so if you have received a healing resulting in a correction or improvement, please complete the yellow card like this. Either in the back of the temple, you may have one in your hymnals as well. You can give this to the pastor at the back of the temple or mail the card in to us. These are really important. They're a wonderful way of being able to let the healers, student healers, know that their healing is being impactful. So we really like to be able to hear that. And at this point, I would like to introduce our guest speaker. Today we were supposed to have Cindy Gordon, but there has been a slight change in the schedule. So today we're going to have a wonderful and inspiration talk by Reverend Suzanne DeWees. Reverend Suzanne is an intuitive counselor ordained as a spiritualist minister through the Cassadaga Spiritualist camp, where she lives with her husband since 1998. Through the course of study and services, she has been awarded credentials as an ordained minister, certified medium, certified healer, certified teacher. Suzanne was previously awarded a PhD from the Union Institute and University in Integral Health. Suzanne began her spiritual practice in the mid-70s and became a founding member of the Kripalu Center for Yoga and Health in Lenox, Massachusetts. Let's give a warm welcome to Reverend Suzanne DeWees.
Can I have the space to put my book here? You can. Okay, there you go. Hi, everybody. very nice to be here today. Thank you for that beautiful meditation. It was what I needed, so thank you. So this is my first time out of the house, I think, in about 2 years. I haven't been in church services, although I'm a minister and love to speak here. Because of COVID, I sort of locked down. So it's sort of fun for me to be here today. I'm very pleased. So thanks, everybody, for being here also. I wanted to speak today about healing, meditation, and the spiritual heart. And how do they connect? How does that theme of healing, meditation, and the spiritual heart go together? I had a few minutes to talk with Richard, and he said he talked about Harry Edwards, who has the Healing Sanctuary in England. And much of what we learn here at Cassadaga in our student healing program is based on Harry Edwards. He's quite a brilliant force. He brought through great teachings and understanding of the healing process. And his program is called Know Thyself, which I think is extraordinary. It's a 2-year healing program, very similar to the program that we have here. And I entered the student program here in '98, jumped through all the program requirements for many years until I was certified as a healer. Now, I would like to also start with a little humor about meditation. I'm a long-time meditator. I've sat through a number of meditation retreats, and if you know or have been to them, they're silent. You don't make eye contact, and you're quiet for the length of time that you're there. And so this is a little humor about a young man who went to his first month-long meditation retreat. And after the first week, he had been getting instructions. He went to see the senior teacher. And the teacher said to him, "I'd like you to tell me about your experience of your first week in 2 words. So the young man thought, and he said, "Bed's hard." So the teacher said, "Fine. Please go back to your practice, and I'll see you again in a week. And be aware and be insightful of your process." So a week goes by. He goes back to see the senior teacher, and the senior teacher says, "You've been here 2 weeks. Tell me your experience in 2 words. And the young man goes, "Food bad." So the senior teacher says, "Fine, go back to your practice and see if you can't be a little deeper in your self-awareness." He comes back a week later, the teacher, same thing, "Tell me about your meditation." And the student goes, in 2 words, "I'm leaving." So the teacher says, "Well, I'm not surprised, because you've done nothing but complain since the moment you got here." That's how it is in a meditation retreat. Okay, so in meditation retreats, the focus is to relax, become aware of sensations in the body, and attune to that which is the essential self. And that would be right here, this place where I exist, where I never change. I'm home, I'm here, I am. And we try, when we're meditating, as many of you know who sit to meditate, to not get caught up in a stream of thoughts, a train of thoughts. One of the images is I'm the train station. The train comes in, a train of thought, the train goes. There goes a train going nowhere. And all of a sudden I notice I've jumped on a train going nowhere, a train of thought. And then I have to remember, wait, I'm the train station. I am observing my thoughts, not getting caught up in them. So much of the same thing occurs when I'm healing. I want to be one-pointed and focused on the experience of becoming an instrument for spirit. So meditation helps me become that one-pointed healer, not drifting off in my mind. And it also gives me practice to be quiet inside myself, allowing spirit to work through me and with me. So Harry Edwards developed what he calls postulates that govern healing. So I want to talk about these because I think they're very important, not only for me if I'm interested in working as a healer for someone else, as our healers did, but for self-healing, because I have found self-healing much more important during the last 2 years during COVID. We've all seen mental health has become much more dire, drastic, with people being isolated, losing their jobs, financial stress, all of it. So learning to self-heal and self-soothe has been very important to me. So I've had to kind of up my ante around self-healing. It isn't so much when I'm not out in the world interacting with people, working with people. It's about me keeping my balance. It's about me staying centered, not being overly reactive, attuning to the supreme reality, which we could call God, infinite intelligence, Great Spirit, Yahweh, Mother, Father, God. There are all names for this consciousness, this spirit that I want to dwell with in my heart, dwell as spirit in my heart. So these are the postulates that I feel helped me during this time heal some of the wounds that came up during this time, and also enrich, I want to say, my relationship with myself. Now we know the largest spiritual movement in the United States is AA and all of the offshoots from it, right? OA, NA, and that is working with higher power. So we can refer to spirit as higher power if we choose. It doesn't really matter the definition of spirit. You see, it's all that supreme reality which lifts me up and of which is part of this transactional reality where I keep my ducks in a row, right? So the transactional reality is I'm doing what I have to do, and the supreme reality, which I can't see because it's the subject of my existence. I am the supreme reality in my being, so I can't really see it, but I can come from the supreme reality. I can attune to the supreme reality and allow it to work with me. Does that make sense? Okay? So we exist in two realities all the time. So when we work to know thyself, we're learning to know the supreme reality of my own existence, that which I am. And it's always that which I am. However, I identify more with the problems I'm having or the circumstances of my life or the relationships that I'm in, right? So my mind very often goes out to the transactional reality, making sure my ducks are in a row, when what I desperately need for peace is to allow the supreme reality to be evident so I can stand in that supreme reality, which is my birthright, my peace, my love, my happiness. Does that all make sense? It's not complicated, but we complicate our lives because our personalities, we have our self-image get in the way. You know, I'm not enough. And what happens when we focus on that, we forget to just rest in our own divinity. Now, you can't add to divinity and you can't take away from it, right? Can you imagine trying to add to your own divinity? Impossible. Can you take away from your divinity? No. But we can get caught up in that self-image, right? And that can be called self-dissatisfaction, and it can gnaw at us. It can make us so unhappy, that self-dissatisfaction. And we do everything we can to sort of improve when what we need is to rest and take refuge in our own supreme reality, our own love. And it's the longest journey in the world from here to here, right? Because this is where the supreme reality is, the I am. Okay, so Harry Edwards was on to all of this, and he writes, there's 4 postulates that govern healing. The first one, One common factor in healing is that before any healing has taken place, there needs to be a thought application for it to do so. A prayer, intercession, an incantation. There must be an emission of a purposeful thought, which is why we always start our church service with a purposeful thought, right? An invocation. Now, in the mystical tradition of Christianity, in the 13th century, they had what was called the welcoming prayer. And it was written in a 17th century book called The Abandonment to the Divine Providence. And this prayer is called, in these days, the welcoming prayer. All right? It's that first step we have to take to reside or take refuge. We say, welcome. All right? I'm opening the doors. I'm not going to stay caught up in my self-image. I want to go directly to this infinite intelligence, to God, to my own supreme reality, to the Spirit. So I say welcome. I have to mean it. And it helps to say it out loud because I like hearing it. After we say welcome, we have to admit that we're a hot mess. Okay? We have to just go, okay, I have to let go of my desires to control my life the way I have so far tried to control my life. I have to let go of my desire for security, affection, control. Those three things are our egoic structures. Welcome. And I can say, welcome, Lord. Welcome, infinite intelligence. Welcome, higher power. I let go of my desire for security, affection, or control. I welcome thee. I welcome this infinite intelligence into my being in this moment. So what do you think happens to my hot mess? It dissolves. There is a letting go of the self-image or the self-dissatisfaction or the way my personality wants to define who I am in that moment, because I'm not paying any attention to what I think about myself. I'm paying attention to that welcoming. You see? First step. Okay. So when we repeat this, we sort of work a muscle, we learn, and everyone says let go and let God, but what does it mean? Right? It means I have to admit I'm a hot mess. I am like totally out of control here. I'm unhappy, I'm going to cry, I'm angry, I'm this, I'm that, and my only way out, because I've tried for many, many years, is to welcome the Lord, welcome the Supreme Reality as my refuge, as me. Right? It's very, very simple. And yet we have a hesitation. I was working with a client, and I talked to her about, asking for help. She goes, I never ask for help. I can't ask for help. So she was, very sick, stage 4 cancer, in a wheelchair, but she said, I can't ask for help. If not now, when? You see? Because even though maybe the cancer isn't going to change, but the peace of mind and the ability to accept this is the way it is for me and not feel angry, resentful, annoyed. So then asking for help is to help us our psychological burden. So it's for everything. Okay. So the second postulate that governs healing. Healing comes from the non-physical dimension, from spirit, and no healer can tell in advance what healing will take place. So I'm not able to, if someone says to me, can you help me? Can you cure my lung cancer? I have to say, no, it's up to spirit to affect healing in your body. I am simply a vehicle or an instrument. It's like a flute, right? The flute, the music comes through, the fragrance of the Supreme Reality comes through during a healing, which the healers know and which those of you who have received healings today would feel. There's like a fragrance, a calm, a presence. So this knowing that healing comes from the non-physical dimension totally gets me out of my own way, either when I'm wanting to heal myself or wanting to provide healing for somebody else. Because I'm not going to be able to think about what to do to heal them because I'm not the healer, right? Spirit's the healer. And when we need healing ourselves, I'm not the healer. When I want to welcome that reality, that healing calm into my being, I am not doing it. And if I think I'm doing it, I'm probably not going to have much of a moment, right? I'm only going to maybe frustrate myself because I'm trying to do something that's not my territory. The supreme reality is not my territory. It might be who I am, but I can't go there and pull it out of me. I can only be that in a peaceful, there's no doing. There's no doing in the supreme reality for me. It's just being peaceful. It makes sense? Okay. Number 3, the healer should never limit within his mind the power of divine intelligence to heal. So even though I can't say what's going to happen, I don't want to use my mind to put any limits on it. Mankind has little knowledge of what is possible for spirit within the framework of natural law. So I don't want to think to myself, oh, this person is too far sick for me to give any assistance to, because that's thinking I'm somehow in charge here, which I'm not. You see? So when I want to have the welcoming prayer, I don't want to limit what Spirit can do for me either. So if I want to take refuge in the Lord and Spirit and infinite intelligence, I have to do it with such an open mind. There's a wonderful little story from India where there was a drought. And all of the villagers were asked to go to the temple to pray because the drought was ruining all the crops and the animals, and everything was just terribly starvation. So everyone goes to the temple, and a little boy went with an umbrella. He was the only one. 50 people went to pray for rain, but this child, this innocent child, took an umbrella because he knew if they prayed it would rain, and he didn't want to get wet on the way home. So that's sort of how we have to approach our own healing, particularly mental healing, because it's such a strain. We weren't able to see family for so long. Jobs have been affected. It's been such the word I like is languishing. I was definitely languishing for COVID. And yet that is definitely not a healthy mental health, languishing. So I have to know that if I'm going to welcome healing, I'm going to be healed. Where's my umbrella? Thank you. You see? Okay. Number 4, the 4th postulate is every healing is an individually planned act carried out by divine presence for the particular needs of the client within the realm of natural law. So natural law is always part of healing. And it's very specific. It's very specific to me if I'm welcoming and asking for healing presence. It's very specific for anyone that came up for a healing. Each healing was very intended by Spirit for you. You see? So there's nothing really random in the order of the universe. And the order of the universe is just another name for God. The order of the universe is this divine unfolding of creation. Always. There's always creation. So I'm going to just read something from St. Francis. St. Francis is really one of my favorites in terms of prayer life. You know, he served the poor and he was a contemplative. And his order of Franciscans was very simple. They wore brown robes with a rope tied around them. And they were on the edge of the Christian church because there was a lot of pomposity at that time in the Catholic Church. So St. Francis was a kind of a rogue, but he's had this lasting effect on all of us. So this is a prayer. I think it's a prayer of healing. Be patient with everyone, but above all, with yourself. I mean, do not be disheartened by your imperfection, but always rise up with fresh courage. I am glad you make a fresh beginning daily. I imagine he's speaking to his monks. There is no better means of attainment to spiritual life than by continually beginning again and never thinking that we have done enough. How are we to be patient in dealing with our neighbor's faults if we are impatient in dealing with our own? He who is fretted by his or own failings will not correct them. All profitable correction comes from a calm and peaceful mind. Now, the thing about having a calm and peaceful mind is we can't get there with a disturbed mind. You see? If we want a calm and peaceful mind, we have to get there through our heart. Okay? The heart center is compassion, resilience, caring. So we have to create some coherence between the mind, particularly when it's disturbed or upset or frustrated or angry, particularly if we don't like ourselves very much, and our heart center. So this is where I wanted to speak about how these coherent states are attained, and it's all through heart awareness. Now, one of the things I did while I was home during COVID was I took a course through the Heart Math Institute. And I became interested in heart math years and years ago when I was involved with a lot of horseback riding, because horses have big hearts, because they need these big hearts to pump blood when they're running. And they also have very small brains, like a walnut. So, in order to be really safe with a horse, it helps to be very much in coherence with their heart. So that's why people love, if they're not afraid, to be around a horse, because their heart is so big, it creates like a space, several feet away. So if you stand next to a horse, you're actually getting their heart vibrations, and you can create coherence with them. Now, I have to say, I had a girlfriend who was afraid of horses, and we were in Costa Rica, and I said, oh, you have to see this young stallion. He's so beautiful. Come down to the barn with me. She goes, I don't really like horses. I said, well, just come look at him. So we go down to the barn, and he's considered to be the sweetest, most gentle, young 2-year-old stallion. So we go down, and she's standing there going, and he goes over and he lightly bites her on the shoulder. He knew. It's like he knew she was bad vibing him. She was just sending out all this negative energy, and he was just going to go, well, okay, here I am, back at you. So I got very interested in the Heart Math Institute because of their research around horses and their ability to love. I mean, you know how people love their horses, right? You know people who just love their horses. So there has been a great deal of research done on the heart center. And because of brain imaging, neuroplasticity, there is a lot of interest in how to create coherence between the brain and the heart. So when there is studies done, they show that people who do heart breathing, and this is based on the Heart Math Institute research, people who do heart breathing have more gratitude in their lives, they have more intuition available to them, they have more of a sense of having a spiritual unfoldment. So I want to tell you a little bit about heart breathing. It's the most simple thing, But the studies have shown, and the data shows, that there's this phenomena, that there's a relationship between spirituality and physical health. Now, what area of the body is going to be the most helped by heart breathing? The heart, right. So cardiovascular health has been shown to be so improved in patients who do heart breathing. So they become more calm, they become more relaxed, but they also become stronger in their hearts. And then there's this coherence with their brain. And so there's this just lovely reason why we want to do some heart breathing. Okay? It's very simple. Okay, so I'm going to show you heart breathing. And have everybody bring your hands up here. So if you're comfortable, it's fine to close your eyes. And you can just feel that there's an open-hearted embrace of your own being in this moment, a willingness to breathe into your heart. So we're breathing into the heart, and you might feel some sensations in the chest. And you're exhaling through the heart. And we're creating what's called a psychophysiological coherence. We're breathing into the heart. We can imagine it or feel it. This is the most faith-filled gesture we can make to ourself in any moment of the day. Breathing into the heart. We're not looking for results. We're just breathing in and out of the heart. We bring our attention into the breath coming into the heart. And while we're here breathing into the heart, we may want to say to ourselves, welcome. And that's all we need to say. There's nothing that needs to be done. There's nothing to be added to our pure self in the heart. Nothing to be taken away. We're just simply breathing in to that essential self that never changes. We're just coming home with the breath. Just creating a cardiovascular rhythm, a psychophysiological coherent state. We're not waiting for anything. We're just being ourselves, breathing into the heart. We're coming from the heart into the world on the exhale. The world is coming into the heart, to the pure self. So this is a spiritually driven concordance of spirit, mind, and body. Just so simple, just being ourselves. Just an interconnectedness in our heart center. There's been thousands of years of heart knowing, and we're coming into this right now. And then you can keep your eyes closed and bring your hands to your lap. Just wiggle your fingers. Good. Open your eyes very slowly. Good. I'm going to just end with a reading. Realizing that what I really want is not out there. It's always been in here. There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to get, and certainly nothing to prove. Accepting and appreciating the life given to me. Life itself, existence. Welcoming the blessings, learning from the challenges, right action in thought, word, and deed, doing my duty lovingly and mindfully, and when I fall from grace, which happens often, I stand back up, dust myself off, take responsibility, apologize, and carry on. Breathing, softening, welcoming what is, here, now, I am. Thank you.
Wow, wasn't that awesome? Thank you, Reverend Suzanne DeWees, for such an inspirational and message and sharing your knowledge. That was very beautiful. I haven't said this for a very long time, but years ago when I first came to the camp, public speaking just was not my thing. I attended a platform class with Reverend Suzanne, and I was standing up there for the first time going, I couldn't speak a word. And she said, well, what would you say if you were to speak a word? And so I started talking, and I really haven't stopped. So thank you so much, Reverend Suzanne DeWees, for helping me over that hurdle. Oh my gosh. Alrighty. So there is a prosperity basket in the back of the church. Our live stream viewers may visit our website, Cassadaga.org, and click the donate button. We thank you in advance for your generosity. This is the money and the donations that come in are used for the buildings and keeping our camp running, and we greatly appreciate that. All right. And I will go ahead and do the offertory. Mother, Father God, we just express gratitude for the offerings today. May these be used for the betterment of our community and to touch the hearts and the lives of many people, those who come our way on a daily basis as well as those who follow us online. May the expression of giving be returned tenfold. Amen. All right. Now for some announcements. I think we got it here. Nothing stuck there. Okay. Next Wednesday, July the 28th, our message bearer for our demonstration of spirit service will be Margarita Varela. Next Sunday, join us on August 1. The speaker for the service will be Darlene McCormick. Every Sunday we have Adult Lyceum, also known as Sunday School, from 9:30 a.m. to 10:15 a.m. in the Andrew Jackson Davis building. Next Sunday, Lyceum speaker will be the Reverend Diane Davis. To participate in absentee healing, please print the first name and the first initial of the last name of a loved one or even a pet in our healing book at the back of our table. Every Thursday, a healing meditation circle is held from 11 a.m. to noon in the Andrew Jackson Davis building. Healing is sent to those on the absentee healing list. All are welcome. This service, as well as Sunday Lyceum and Sunday service, are live streamed through our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. At the entrance of our Sunday, we have our Sunday bulletin and our activities for the month. Let's see, do I have one of those up here? I don't see one available, but so those are available at the entrance. Also, too, for those who are live streaming and watching online, we also have our activities on Cassadaga.org under the calendar of events. Please do check our calendar and also take the activities and newsletter home with you as you may so choose. August, our Healing Gazebo will be open, yay, at 10 a.m., morning services. It's been a very long time since we've had our Healing Gazebo open, so we're very excited about that. August the 7th, Heart of Spirit Gala Day, Mini readings by camp certified and student mediums from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Andrew Jackson Davis Building. 15-minute readings for $25. Certified camp meetings will be available throughout the day for full readings. We also have many seminars for those of you who have not been to Gala Day. Those are from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and cover usually a very nice range of topics. Speakers talk about areas of expertise. That'll be in the Schlater House, is one of our most, I guess, significant fundraising events. So we hope you'll join us for that. New members, 1 to 1:30 in our Welcome Center today. And I do believe that is it for our announcements. Do check our website for the monthly information for upcoming events. At this time, we would like to thank our live stream viewers for joining us today. We look forward to spending time with you again very, very soon.